do you guys think about the whole Randle and Rudy Gobert situation?
I think Randall's a loser. I think
God. That was
I
fast.
really do believe it, bro. Every team he's been on, but so the backstory that Randall had, or I'm sorry, Gobert had, what's his face, Scotty Barnes pinned underneath the rim. He was completely wide open. All he had to do, Randall, pass it to him, clean entry, nobody around him, but he chose not to because Randall on the perimeter had Jakob Pertl on himself, and he wanted to beat him off the dribble instead. So, Rudy is sitting there expecting a pass, and there's no pass, so they get a 3-second in the key, and
There is two sides to that, though. You're kind of making it seem like it's solely Randall's fault. There's no reason why Gobert should have been down there for that long. Like, you're not getting the ball, you got to move. This is just basketball. Both of them did the wrong thing. I don't think there's one that was more right.
It was two bads.
There's nobody that did the right thing in that situation. In my personal opinion, I blame Gobert more than I blame Randall. Because at the end of the day, you got the turnover.
He looked like a little kid. Like when that
Exactly.
happened.
Like
Gobert
looked like
gets
a
that
child.
pass normally. That is a pass that he normally gets. He
But
doesn't
that's
get it
not-
now because he has Randall.
But that's not okay to force a turnover just because you're mad your teammate didn't get you the ball. That's not okay.
Yeah, that's
you
not
resolve that later. We talk about that in the locker room. We can square up. You don't want to give me the ball, we can square up about it. You know what I mean? If I beat your ass,
I don't
you
think
gonna give me the ball. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's that. But I will say this, like, to kind of harp on everything that you guys are saying, like, I do feel like it's a little bit blasphemous for him to, like, it looked like a child, like, not getting what he wanted. And he stood there and just stopped playing basketball and was Rudy Gobert for a little bit. And I was just in my head, like, when I watched that highlight, I was like, that's kind of gross. Like, that's real toxic behavior when it comes to, like, being on the court. And honestly, I would not expect Randall to keep passing him the ball or anything like that because it wasn't about – regardless, Randall could have scored and the point could have been had. You know what I'm saying? My problem with this is, like, you gave up a whole possession. That could be a possession we need at the end of the game over you not getting the ball. When you can simply – there's going to be a timeout. You can be like, hey, Randall, listen, hey, he's on my hip. I got him in my right hand. I can make this layup. And then Randall can look for you next time. But it's maturity levels to basketball, and I just think he can be very immature. And he's shown in the past that he is immature. That's my only knock with him in general as a person is he's kind of immature sometimes.
I also think with Randall, though, he has an issue with having tunnel vision as well.
No,
I
he does.
I don't think that this is a good pairing for that team at all. I don't think that it'll ever work.
This trade was never meant to work. I really don't believe that.
think it was to free up.
It was to free up money so they could sell it to A-Rod.
This is an off year. This is all it is. They're just taking a break because they had to figure it out.
No, Randall's free agent next year. Vincenzo's a free agent next
Randall's
year.
not a free agent next year.
He should be. His contract.
No, Randall's
should be
not
in.
a free agent next year.
I don't think DiVincenzo is either.
Oh, they locked these guys in?
They already
The
had
Knicks did.
contracts. I think they have
Damn.
2 years left. Both
That
of them.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think DiVincenzo will bounce back though. He's a good player. He's always been a good player. He's never had a bad season. It's just I think
scheme.
he'll bounce back. It just happens. But
Randall's Randall, though. That's the issue.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
a terrible defender, and you can't have a bad defender on that team.
yeah, listen, we've reached the Randall has reached the point where he is the game plan now for the other team. Attack Randall. Like he's another notch on JJ Redick. He literally called it out. He said our game plan for today, I think it was our first game of the season, is we're going to take advantage of Randall. And he said it. The players said it. He didn't say it, but the players said that he said it. That the game plan was that Randall tends to stand around stagnant and not stay active, and we're going to take advantage of that. And literally, Rui Hachimura did exactly that. Every time he saw Randall stagnant, boom, baseline cut, wide open, dunk. Boom, flash to the middle. Randall's not paying attention. Easy mid-range shot. So it's like you said, Randall is Randall. He's going to be a problem. But overall, in regards to the actual topic itself, I do believe Gobert was more of a problem than Randall in that situation. But I do think they both were the problem.
I just give Gobert a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt this time. I do think he's still the issue, but
No,
I
but getting a
do see
turnover is
Randall
just
as
not
the
the
issue.
solution.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But also at the end of the game, seeing Randall drop the ball to Rudy at the very end of the game when they walked off, like super sassy for whatever reason, didn't help either.
Yeah, Randall doesn't want to be there. It makes sense at the end of the day, but hopefully Minnesota can get it together, man, because it's Minnesota has a history. You know what I mean? They've botched it for years.
Because of Glenn Taylor again.
Yeah, they've never been able to really surround their generational talent. I don't know if I'd consider Ant generational, but you know what I mean. They've botched their franchise players in the past. They botched Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Love.
They botched Kevin Love. They never even made it to the playoffs with Kevin Love. That just can't happen, bro. That can't happen.
He was like a side story that year too that he was playing very well.
Bro, he had a 30-30 game.
No,
he had
you
multiple
cannot-
30-30
You
games,
cannot.
I think.
How long was he there? 6 or 7 years?
Like, yeah.
8 maybe. There's no
He
way.
got drafted in 2009, and he only came over in 2014.
And listen, some people don't see this player highly as I do, but Ricky Rubio is a pretty damn good point guard. You know what I mean?
You saw what he did on the Cavs.
solid.
You saw what he did everywhere else.
Yeah,
solid.
he's a pretty damn good point guard.
I actually would say Cat is a generational talent, though. Now that I think about it, how many shooting bigs do you see like that?
Yeah, I
I think
understand.
you could have built around him, but I think Glenn Taylor is. Bro, that team sucks.
Yeah, you could have. You could.
Yeah.
You can definitely put Cat in a better position. But every franchise player that they've had, they've botched it. They've botched it every single time. And I'm not hoping they botch it this time. Maybe next year they figure something out. But they have a bad history, and Ant deserves more.